my webcam. Sorry about that. If anybody's listening so far, I forgot to add. I forgot to turn on the webcam, didn't I? There we go. I bet that's better. There. Put a face with it. Please excuse my appearance. It's very warm and muggy here, so I'm dressed rather coolly. Alright, so I am dressed to be cool tonight. It's very hot and muggy up here, and when I first got back in here, I was dressed like this. I was hot and sweaty, and I just didn't feel like putting anything else on, so please excuse my dress. Alright, let me do this. So, this is an open discussion tonight. I really didn't have anything planned, although I had been, the last couple of broadcasts, I had been reading from the June Johns biography on Alex Sanders, but I figured I'd take a break from that this week and just leave an open discussion. And I wanted to show off what I had been waiting for from UPS forever today. It was almost 8 o'clock before they got here tonight, and that's ridiculous. I mean, I swear my house is like at the very end of their delivery list. So I ordered 2 of these actually. One of them I gave as a gift to my high priestess, and she was very happy with it. There we go. And this is a granite mortar and pestle, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, and it's very heavy too. Alright, so this is the pestle. It is solid granite, and it's very solid. You can do a lot of crushing with herbs with that. Very nice. That is the pestle. I love it. I love it. It may look small, but it's very effective. My high priestess tried it out. She put some comfrey in the mortar, and she used this, and I saw how very effective this thing is. And it's heavy enough that you don't have to put any pressure with this. You could just rest it on your herbs and just grind them, and it's nice and solid, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure. So that's that. And now for this thing is quite heavy and big. This is the mortar. It's very big, and it's got some nice feet on it, and that is a good solid, that's a solid weight. Look at that. I love it. This thing is much bigger and heavier than I thought it was going to be, but it's perfect. I mean, I can't wait to use it for whatever, for making herbs. You know, in all of my witch experience, I've never been very good with the working of herbs. I've never really done it on a big scale. It just wasn't my forte. But I've been thinking recently that maybe I should add it to my, to my witch knowledge. So I love this thing, and I'm very surprised that for the size of this pestle, mortar pestle. Oh yeah, let me show you the box too. I'll even give you a link if you want. This is the box got a little damaged in shipment, but this is what it is, and this is what the box looks like. You can see the label there. Mortar pestle, and it says, I don't know, molcajete. Maybe that's a Spanish, Spanish for mortar and pestle. So, but I got it from Amazon, and it even comes with a little book here too. Kind of cool, kind of neat, little booklet. I'll grab the link for you. And there's the link to it. Yes, it is. Yeah, this thing is absolutely huge. So, and it, for being as big as this is, it was very inexpensive. I was surprised that, and it's solid granite. It's heavy. This thing is heavy. You know, I couldn't believe when the UPS guy handed me the box, and I had 2 of these in it. I was very surprised by the weight of it, and again, for being so big, it was very inexpensive. I ordered 2 of them, and I gave one to my high priestess, and she was ecstatic with it. Very ecstatic. So, and I'll be using it. I gotta find a place to store it. You know, as I also, I got recently, I picked up just because I saw it on Amazon and it was relatively inexpensive. The title of the book grabbed me, and I wanted to see exactly what it was about. I gotta go get it. I'll be right back. Yeah, I know, yeah, right? The price of that, it's only 20 bucks, like just under $20. The price is showing 18.17, and it's in stock on July 21st. Now, I actually, when I got it, the price was $16.99, so I paid a little bit less than that. I don't know why the price has gone up all of a sudden, but I got it for a little bit less than that, just under $17. And very inexpensive. Like I said, I bought 2 of them, and my elder, my high priestess elder, she was very happy with it because she doesn't have one. She didn't have one, so, and she's been wanting one for a while, so I got her one. And she likes to. We go out for walks every day with her. Me, her, and her Siberian Husky. We go out for walks every single day, and she's collecting, you know, herbs and stuff that she finds out in the woods where we go, and so she loves it. She really does. So, so yeah, the mortar pestle, it's $18.17 plus tax. Well, if you live in a state where they were required to charge tax, but and it says it's stock on July 21st, so I must have like picked up the last 2 they had. So I thought it was a worthwhile investment, and I really wanted to. I wanted to surprise her. I wanted to do something really, really nice for her. So, and it is. It's solid granite. It's very heavy. What is somebody saying there about tattooing a Ouija on your back? Tell me he's kidding. Creepier, please tell me you're kidding. You won't be able to use it, but your family will. So, the book that I got recently was just was by an author called Brittany Nightshade, and Book of Shadows that caught my eye. And the way it was listed on Amazon was the Book of Shadows, red, black, and white magic spells. Now, we all here, most of us know and agree that energy being neither created nor destroyed has no color. It has no definition until you give it one. So when I saw the title and it was like $10, I was like, well, I gotta get that. I'm curious. I'll grab it and see what it's like. So, because I wanted to see what it was about, where they would title it that way. What they would consider black, red, and white magic. So that got my curiosity. So I bought it, and it looks to be pretty interesting. It talks about there's some runes that it mentions here, ancient runes. It mentions Fehu, Uruz, Urax, Thurizaz, Thor, Anzu's God, Raidho, riding or travel, Kenaz, torch, Gibo, gift, Wunjo, Hoggle, hail, Nauthes, need, Isa, ice, Jera, year, Iwaz, Perthro, Alges, Soililo, yeah, right, Sauilo, and Tywaz, and Bjork. I don't know if any of you are into runes and know your stuff about runes. Maybe you might recognize some of these. I'm not. I don't know anything about runes, unfortunately. I had a brief encounter with them some years ago, but I didn't really get. My form of divination was with tarot cards, so that's what I used. Traditional names of Futhark runes. Okay, thank you. So then the contents go, okay, white magic, spells of protection, runes of protection, blessing of Nyx. Is Nyx, is that a goddess name? Because I'm not entirely familiar with that one. I know of quite a few goddess names, and I've never used that one. Protection potion number 1, number 2, number 3. Protection from heavy winds. Calming spell. Remove evil from an object. Chant to bring rain. Spell to banish a ghost. Spell to make a protection stone. Creating a familiar. To protect children. To prevent nightmares. Basic healing spell. Pentacle ward spell. Cleansing a new wand. Garden growth spell. Summoning of Hecate. Welcoming a fairy, and second sight spell. And those are all listed under white magic. Oh yeah, and the other runes I didn't finish reading after Bjork was Awaz, Manaz, Lorg, Ingwaz, Dagaz, and Odal. Kind of unusual names, but Nyx is a Greek goddess. Yeah, CBA. How old are you? Fart protection? Oh, okay, because it said protection from heavy winds. Okay. I get it. Alright, that's funny. You made it funny. So those were the ones I read there were listed under white magic. Okay, so now red magic, a fairy love spell, love bell, ocean love spell, a seduction spell, white candle ritual, adoration candle spell, Aphrodite love charm. I might actually use some of these. Attraction bath, attraction doll or figure, love knot, healing a broken heart, reverse love spell, undoing. Reverse love spell? Okay, the eternal triangle, to bless a new relationship, to fan a spark into a flame, to keep a love, to keep a spouse faithful. Some of these would have, like, to keep a spouse faithful. Isn't that is that considered influencing someone's will? Would that be considered influencing a person's will? To reverse any love spell, passion potion for lovers, aphrodisiac bath, love massage oil, and passion tea. Kasasa, yeah, that's what it says. Fairy love spell. Maybe I'll read that one because it sounds pretty interesting. So maybe I'll read that one. Alright, so, well, before I read that, I wanted to read... Okay, now these are the ones listed under black magic. Spell of protection, shadow circle, binding to Hecate, pact with Lyssa. Now Lyssa, Lyssa, is that another name for the goddess? Another goddess name? Someone's asking if this is about Dungeons and Dragons. No, this is not about Dungeons and Dragons. And no, it's not about Harry Potter. This is about real applied magic and witchcraft. Thank you very much. Ring of Power, effigy cursed spell. I guess that would be meaning cursing an object. Carmen's curse, stones of sorrow, jinx, curse of slight pain, binding by fear, discord and darkness, bones of anger, succubae's lament. Succubae's lament. Dream invasion. Don't anyone ask me to read that one. Summon a storm, 3 nights of hell, severed love, voodoo torment, vanity and insanity, pepper pentacle, bad luck potion, contacting the dead, Lucifer's burning torch. I might read that one. Forbidden Death Curse, I won't read that one. And Elder God's Darkness Ritual, I won't read that one either. Okay, Goddess of the Underworld, if it's spelled. Yes, it's spelled Lyssa. So that would make sense that if that's a binding to... If it's a binding to Lyssa, and Lyssa is Goddess of the Underworld, then that would make sense because it's listed under the Black Magic section. Alright, so, yes, that's right, Kasasa. Lyssa. Lyssa is Nyx's daughter? So we have Hecate, we have Lyssa, and Nyx. Those are the 3 names used in this book. And if I'm right, all 3 of those names are dark faces of the goddess, right? Oh, you don't want to talk to Ereshkigal. She's a goddess of chaos. You don't want to talk to her. Yes, Zeloth. If that's how you spell, if that's how you pronounce your name, that's what it looks like, Zeloth. This is Book of Shadows. That's what it's called. Right, well, Ereshkigal is Queen of the Underworld, if I'm not mistaken. And she is the sister of Aradia. Ereshkigal is the dark sister of Aradia, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's who that is. The threefold Nyx, Lyssa, and Hecate. Ah, they're all primordial goddesses. Ah. Well, then that would explain a lot about this author, right? That says a lot about the author. She works with primordial. She's probably a coyote. She's probably a coyote. Nyx is the crone, Lisa is the maiden, and Hecate is the mother. Nyx is the oldest of the three. Because I always saw Hecate as being crone-like. But I don't know. You know, I don't know Nyx or Lisa for that matter. Ah, good, Kasasa. I'm glad. Maybe that was meant to be for me to get this book and talk about it. Just give me 1 second here. So I'll lose my place. Actually, Aradia is the daughter of magic. Hecate might be the mother. Yeah, if Hecate is the mother in that triune primordial goddess aspect, Hecate being the mother, then Aradia is the daughter. But Aradia, no, wait a minute. Aradia is the daughter of Diana. So Diana really, if we wanted to talk about who the mother of magic is, Diana might be. Because Aradia is known as the daughter of magic. Nyx was born from chaos. What's the link for, Marcus? What is this? Ah, Theoi, Greek mythology. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to read here. It looks rather brief. Fairy love spell. You will need a charred stick, found or made, dried rose petals, piece of red or parchment paper, fire or red candle, and heat-proof container. Okay, so it's either a fire that you make yourself or you can just use a red candle, a piece of red paper or parchment paper, a charred stick found or made, dried rose petals. Using the charred part of the stick as you would a pencil, draw 2 interlinked hearts on paper as you visualize yourself enjoying a satisfying relationship. Draw with power. Hold the rose petals in your projective hand and send fiery, lusty, loving energies into them. Sprinkle the petals over the linked hearts. Do this with as much power and intent as possible. Fold the paper's corners in towards you, toward the center of the paper as you turn the paper clockwise with the petals inside. You should have a smaller version of your rectangle when you are done. What rectangle? Okay, still visualizing, throw the package into a fire or light it in the flame of a red candle and throw into a heat-proof container. As it burns, chant the following. Fairy dust with magical wind, send the fates to do as I bid. Bind us together with love and trust. Make it his or her will, this you must. For if it is so, and we cannot be, then make us friends eternally. By the powers of the universe and the spirits that guide me, I send us out to the universe to do as I will. Well, personally, if it's gonna rhyme, if some parts of it are gonna rhyme, personally, I'm gonna make the whole thing rhyme. It just adds continuity to the invocation, in my opinion. But that's just me. I don't make, if I'm going to write something, I'm not going to write it only partially in rhyme. I'm going to make sure the whole thing rhymes. It just, again, it's just continuity and consistency. Ah, Marcus, I see what you wrote there. Daughter of irradiates the door of Dhyana and Stregja belief in what Leland report on. Right. From his book, Gospel of the Witches, which I also have. I've been working on building up a book collection and writings and stuff for the last few months, so. Some might know because it does state, and I'm talking to CBA, it does specify here that it does say, make it his or her will. This you must, for if it is so and we cannot be, then make us friends eternally. So it's making sure that the person does this of their own free will. But if it's not meant to be, then at least make us friends. Let's be friends. If we can't be lovers, then let's just be friends. So I think it's a good spell. I think it incorporates everything. You know, it really says it right there. Make it his or her will. It specifies. I think that's really cool. Bring us together with love and trust. What are the two things that every relationship needs? Love and trust. Trust is a big one. So I think that this is really complete. Right, I should specify, yeah, that's a good point. I should specify, and I should have said this at the beginning, I am in no way encouraging anyone to do these spells. I'm simply reading them for educational purposes. If you do them of your own free will and volition. I am not encouraging the use of any of them. Yes, CBA, I think it's quite lovely too. I think it's perfect. Although I just wondered to myself why they call it a fairy love spell. Oh, okay, fairy dusk with magical mind, magical wind. I misread that. Fairy dusk with magical wind. Send the fates to do as I bid. Send the fates to do as I bid. Does that sound a little bit commanding? Because I really don't believe that we should command anything when we're asking the gods or the fates. When we're asking for the things that we desire, I don't really think it's a good idea to go commanding anything. So to write something, do as I bid, does that sound commanding? I'm asking for other people's opinion. Does that sound commanding? I think it does in a way. Send the fates to do as I bid, as I command. I don't know about that. Zealoth, what are you asking? You were asking to explain more on what? Do I believe in the Fae? Yes. I believe in what I have always known as and referred to the little people. I refer to them as the little people, and I believe they're elementals. That's what I look at them as. They're elementals. So whether you call them Fae, I call them elementals. You know, I think it might be one and the same. But yeah, I do believe that they exist. But I would probably call them elementals, or little people. And when we do our rituals, when I'm with a covenant, we do rituals. When we use wine and cakes during the ritual, we always make sure to save a little bit of the wine and cakes so that when we're done, we leave a little portion of the wine and cakes for the little people. Or the Fae, or the elementals. We always take care of them. White candle ritual. That sounds like an interesting one. Let's see what the focus is here. Excuse me, white candle ritual. Get a white candle that will burn down in due time. You will have to inscribe it. See below. What is she having inscribed? I always talk about when you're using a candle, I always inscribe an earth invoking pentagram. I use an earth invoking pentagram whenever I'm going to use any candle for ritual use. I always inscribe it with a earth invoking pentagram. Okay, you have to inscribe it so it should be bigger than a birthday candle, and you will also have to watch it burn down to nothing. See below. So you should not be a 24-hour. It should not be a 24-hour votive light. A plain white altar candle, or better yet, a white bride and groom figural candle will be right. Prepare an altar and decorate it with those things precious to you and to the one you love. Using a rose thorn from a white rose bush, inscribe the words, "All my love, come to me," 3 times on the candle. Oh, you better write it small. Place the inscribed candle in the center of the altar and light it. Okay, so this is for love. These are spells of love to get love. Place the inscribed candle in the center of the altar and light it. For the entire time the candle burns, gaze upon it and visualize your love coming to you in nakedness and beauty. When the candle burns out, collect the wax puddle that remains, wrap it up with the mementos from the altar, and keep it in a safe place. Okay, so this is candle gazing. This is candle gazing magic, and this is something that this is my forte, is candle gazing. I'm good at candle gazing and candle magic. I can also connect with the flame. I can make the flame dance. But that's a really good, and that's a good one. Let's say that we don't use it for matters of love. It's still good for focusing and concentration. It's a good spell, not the love spell stuff, but I mean, it's a good practice to take a candle and just gaze into it, and keep your mind free of anything, and just use your mind to focus into the flame and make it dance a little bit. And that's a good way to work your mental muscle too. Yes, you got to write on a paragraph. Write on the candle, "All my love, come to me," 3 times on the candle. So, on a candle, right? They say that it won't burn for very long. It's certainly not 24 hours, but something that you can gaze into for, say, 30 minutes or so. I would say. Is it that pyromancy? That might be. It might be considered that pyromancy. Magic by fire, by flame, yeah, possibly. And CBA, I think that I would agree with you there. However, the way that that one fairy love spell is written, the way it's worded, if it is their will, it's specified in there if it's the person's will to do so. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a spell as long as you do specify, because some of us out here, and speaking from personal experience, some of us out here find it difficult to socialize on that level and find somebody, so I wouldn't be above using a spell to find my mate. I would do it. And no, I don't. No, I think that you're kind of stretching that, because if somebody's using a blatant love spell without taking into consideration the will of the other person, then yeah, that could be rape of a sort. But again, the way that this spell here that I just read was worded, it specified that if it is the will of the other person. So I think that as long as that's specified, then it doesn't affect their free will. It actually gives them. It will make sure that it's their choice. But let's say somebody such as myself, I've known a lot of females who, just wanted to be friends. I wanted to take something a little further with somebody. If I wanted to use that person as sort of, throw a spell out there to maybe encourage them. Who knows if they were having trouble, if they were already kind of wanting to, but they themselves were having trouble and they liked me and they just didn't know how to say it. If I threw that spell out there that made sure to make it sure that it didn't affect their free will, it just kind of nudged them a little bit, Right, exactly. Yeah, you're saying it right there. You're verbalizing exactly what I'm saying. They already want to, just need a push. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Oh yeah, if you're in a relationship, obviously you don't need to do a fairy love spell if you're already in a relationship. They talk about these runes in here. These runes can be directly applied to anything to imbue the magical properties that the runes represent, or used alongside spells to increase the rate of success and power. These sacred sigils are great to incorporate into your own spells. They're also great to meditate upon and can unlock power that you previously didn't have access to. And then they go through each one of those runes and explains their attributes. Yeah, and then there's a seduction spell here too. I mean, now this is, I think this is really, this one, seduction, again, this one, as I'm reading it, this one does not take such good care as the other one does with ensuring the other person's free will. This is, you want to seduce somebody that you're attracted to. And it says it has to be done each night for 9 consecutive nights. The magical number, 9 is the perfect magical number. Yeah, they're more drawing spells, right. Attraction spells of a sort. I think there's even one of those in here. To prevent nightmares, that's a good one. Garden growth spell. Now, Jaded, you do a lot of gardening and stuff. You want a garden growth spell? Adoration candle spell. Attraction bath. Here we go. 74. Let's see what the attraction bath says. Attraction bath. This spell is designed to draw a variety of people to you, so you can more easily find a suitable mate. To start, light a red candle and soak in a bathtub with red rose petals. If you are a woman, add cinnamon or vanilla to the water. A man, jasmine or patchouli. Dress yourself in red clothing and stand before a mirror. Light red candles in front of the mirror and say, I call on the gifts of Aphrodite. I call on the gifts of Pan. Make me attractive and lovely. Make me more a beautiful woman or man. So mote it be. Interesting. Gaze at yourself in the mirror and picture an aura around your body that causes people to turn their heads and look at you. I'm gonna have to order me some rose petals. I'm sorry. I'm not. I shouldn't get carried away like that. But really, attraction doll or figure. You will need a rock, red candle. They mention red candles a lot with these attraction and love spells. At zero, this is Book of Shadows. The Book of Shadows. That's the book. Let me find. Whoops. There's the link to the book. Yeah, this one is by Brittany Nightshade. What's funny is there's no like publisher, there's no copyrights to it, nothing. Doesn't even mention her name here. There's just the cover, Book of Shadows. The inside right here says Book of Shadows, and then the book, then the contents, and then the book itself. There's no copyrights or nothing in here. Wait a minute. It's in the back of the book. July 14th, 2017. Middletown, Delaware. It's in the back. It's usually in the front. This one's in the back. So it's new. It's a brand new book. It just came out in July. And yes, anyone who works with magic or witchcraft should have a Book of Shadows. This is just somebody who's chosen to share their stuff and make a modest profit out of it, I guess. No, the Book of Shadows is not just a personal book. The Book of Shadows is the storybook of the respective witch or priest or priestess of the Wicca. It's not just a book. It becomes, it tells you who you are. It becomes you, and you become it. So much of yourself, when you write into that book, you are imbibing that book with your own energy, increasing your power, so to speak. It soaks up the energy you put into it. It becomes stronger and more powerful. The more you write into it, the more powerful you become. So it's not just a book. Now, and mine is on my altar back here. I don't know if I ever showed this one. I don't know, I wanted to. This is my book, Shadows. This is mine. I love this one. It's leather bound, and it's even leather stitched, leather hand stitched. This is a beautiful book. I got this from Azure Green. I had to think for a minute. And that's a rose quartz, the eye of God, so to speak. That's what they called it when when I bought it. The eye of God. It's rose quartz. You're supposed to keep an eye over your book, protection, basically. And the very first thing I always say when I'm talking about a Book of Shadows, when you're a priest or priestess in the Wicca, the very first thing that goes into your Book of Shadows is the Wicca Old Laws. And the Old Laws, when you're with a coven and with a group of people, the Old Laws are meant to be copied into your book from another witch's book. You're supposed to copy it in your own handwriting into your book. That's the tradition. Yes, I love this book. I can't remember. I might have paid I might have paid as much as $45 for this, but personally, when it comes to spending money on my art, if I can help it, I try. I don't really spare the cost. As long as I have the money to spend, and I find something and I have the funds to do it, I'm not gonna, bitch about the price. Once I settle on something, I'm gonna pay the stated price. And that's something that's in our old laws too. The reference, of course, in the old law says something about if you're gonna buy land, you're not supposed to haggle on the price. But the way I see it is, when you're gonna buy anything for your art, once you've decided what it is you want, spend whatever you need to spend to get it. Don't bitch about the price. It's not a good idea. That sets up a negative connotation to the item that you're buying. So once you've decided to buy it, just buy it and pay the price. Lapis lazuli. Is that blue, or is that blue looking stone? Look, any thoughts on Lapilius BOS site? I don't know anything about that. $500 hundo for a book? What does that mean, hundo? Yes, very good point, CBA. Things you can afford get presented to you for a reason. Very, very good point. I like the way you put that. Okay, blessed be. Goodbye, Imp. So, yeah, so this got presented to me, and I could afford it, so it was meant to be mine. But I'm going to have to, I'm going to get a new one. This one, it's sort of, I'm a little bit embarrassed to talk about it, but a couple years ago, this building, it's clean now, but a couple years ago we had a really bad bed bug infestation, and the bed bugs had gotten inside my Book of Shadows. They're all gone now. I made sure that there's none in there now, but the shit, excuse my French, but the bug shit is still on the pages, and when you open it up, you can still see the bug shit. So I'm thinking about getting another book. I will burn this one, of course. Once I get the new one, I will copy all the stuff over and then burn this one. But yeah, I was thinking about getting another one. So when you said 500 hundo, what does that mean? Were you just making a reference to $500? Okay, thank you. Check this out. Is that where? Oh, nice. Very nice. Grand Grimoire. Ooh. You can buy their Books of Shadows? Yeah, there is a shop link. Grimoires and spellbooks, ancient occult spellbooks, money, love, healing, protection, magic, witchcraft academy textbooks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Supplies, tools, and kits, fairy tales, custom book binding. On sale now. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Oh no. $1,544 for a Grand Grimoire? Do these books have stuff in them? Are you buying the knowledge? For that much money, there better be something in there. I'm not going to pay almost $1,600 for a blank book. Yeah, I see what you mean now. That's a lot of money. I mean, these things are beautiful. Granted, they are. They're really beautiful, but... And probably a lot of work goes into making them, but... I mean, who's got that kind of money to spend? I mean... Pentacle Tree of Light Grand Grimoire in the 11.5 by 14.5. Down payment. Book of Fairy Tales. So, yeah, I guess some of these do have stuff in them, but, I mean, is there anything here that's so-called affordable? Or are they all outrageously priced like that? Wiccan Book of Shadows, 37. Triple Moon Wiccan Book of Shadows. Select options. Yeah, they're all crazy priced here. Yeah, these are just, they're, sorry to say, I mean, they're really beautiful, but they're really very expensive. But Pirates Codex Wiccan Book of Shadows, what's that mean? Yeah, really beautiful work, but very expensive. If you've got the coin, okay, maybe, but that's a lot of money. A lot of money. There is a $100,000 book on there, huh? Yeah, stop. That's way too much. Yeah, you know, I would like to kind of look into making my own book. Michaela Kurala, is that how you pronounce your name? Michaela Kurala? I know I got the Michaela part right. Yeah, very interesting. Thank you for showing me that. Very interesting. Ooh, there's a nice one. It's got a clasp on it too. Um, CBA, I clicked the link that you posted to the book on Amazon. It's similar to the one you have. But it says this item does not ship to the United States, so it's nice. But then that brings up a listing of all, you know, other related Books of Shadows. But I'm looking at the UK site, yeah. But yeah, that's what I would look for if I was on the UK site. Is there a way to switch to see the same page on the US site? I imagine I could just type in Book of Shadows. Leather Celtic Tree of Light Book of Shadows Blank Spellbook Wicca by Raven Blackwood. I had to put blank. Nice. Oh, I'm getting way off track though. Yeah, it is hard to make your own, but I think, you know, with anything, with respect to anything that you use in your craft, if you have the knowledge and the talent to make your own stuff, it's far better. Because then you're putting your own essence into that magical material, whatever it is. you know, like your athame, if you have the means and you know how to make an athame by hand, it's always better. Because then you put a bit of yourself into that object. It becomes you, you become it, and you become more stronger as a witch by doing so. Nice. 18 bucks. 6x8 embossed leather. 6x8, that's not very big. That's kind of a small book. I don't think it's as big as this one. Nice stone. What is that stone in there? Is that a lapis? Stone color might be different, not always same as shown in picture. Ah, okay. Wait a minute. I just realized something. How is this possible? This Book of Shadows here that I had, I just realized, made in USA, Middletown, Delaware, July 14th, 2017. That's the same date that I bought the book. What are they? How did they do that? Is the book is made when it's purchased? How is that possible? That's really weird. Jaded. I wanted to read from this spell book here. There's a garden growth spell in this book, which I thought might be kind of interesting to read it, because I know that you're into gardening. Garden growth spell. You will need small stones, amethyst if possible, or obsidian, or you could just find stones from the garden itself, small bowl of water, small fire or candle, small bowl of dirt, leaves or flower petals. Cast a circle first. Stone is for spirit, water for water, fire or candle is for fire, dirt is for earth, leaves or flower petals for air. Arrange them around you as they are set: spirit, water, fire, earth, air, and chant the following 3 times. Spirit, water, fire, earth, air, I call on thee to protect my garden and help it grow. Spirit protects, water feeds, fire guards, and air helps growth. Hear my call, and come to me. This is my will, so mote it be. Interesting little garden growth spell. Simple, you know. This person who put this book together keeps things very simple. You know, nothing extravagant. Always, she made sure to say, cast a circle first. Always, when you're working your magic or witchcraft, always cast a circle. I always say it's best to. Because for no other reason, I mean, it contains the energy that you are trying to raise for your work. It contains it right in there, in that area where you are, until that moment when it needs to be released to do its work. And also the circle itself amplifies the energy that you're raising for the magic. So it just it feeds right into it, and it's just, and I just think it's really cool. CBA, if the author isn't popular, they probably make it by order. It's made to order then. As soon as it's purchased, they make it at that time. Maybe they stamp it when you buy it. Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's possible. I think it's got a barcode with a number on it here on this page. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I don't know. I have a barcode reader on my phone. Where is my phone? Oh, it's right here. It didn't come up anything. There is a product barcode though in the back of the book, yeah. So I don't know. But it's an interesting book. Yeah, there is an ISBN number here. It's on the back cover. You can actually buy medieval manuscripts for cheaper than some of those Book of Shadows they're selling. You know, I never thought of looking up that sort of stuff, but I might now. I'm getting into a lot of, you know, a lot of things are starting to move, and my magical life is, I don't know, becoming more fluid lately again. Sometimes it seemed like for a while there it was stalled, but I think it's all coming together very nicely. So does anyone have a topic? Anybody have a topic or any questions? Darkbooks.org. Witch Christina, welcome to my free magic library. She spends time contemplating the moon and practicing candle magic, mainly for healing. For this, I write what I'm hoping for on a candle splashed with various scented oils and pass my wishes through the candle as it burns. All my friends know I'm a witch, but I haven't told my work colleagues. It would be easy to be teased. I have a regular job and don't dress like a witch at work. I'm also a normal person. I spend a lot of time reading literature. At the moment, I'm reading book Grimoires, a history of magic book by Owen Davies, which talks about a range of subjects from the history of Jewish. This is a blog. Is this a blog? That's what it looks like. It's a blog of free magical texts. But it looks like she may have a paywall here, which is okay. I mean, you know, if she keeps relevant links on the site, it looks like Google links. She might be using like, AdSense, which is okay. I used it before, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as the links are relevant to the subject's material, the site. There's nothing wrong with it. That's kind of cool. She's got some pictures here when she was a kid. Christina Davies, 1973. Huh. Interesting. Nice site. Darkbooks.org. I'll have to remember that one. Maybe I'll bookmark it too. You download almost 300, huh? You could download them, what, as PDFs? Cool. Someone is literally asking about sacrifices. I will not tell you. I won't talk about that. What will I be doing with my mortar and pestle? Well, I have to think of some things. I also picked up, as far as books, I picked up Culpeper's Herb Dictionary the other day. Where is that? Where is that book? It's in my... I got this the other day. Culpeper's Complete Herbal, 400 Herbs and Their Uses. Big, thick book. And I'm also getting Rodale's. I got Rodale's ordered. I won't be getting that till, I think, the 25th. Or something like that. 25th, 26th. Arriving Wednesday, July 26th, yeah. So, I had to pre-order that one. Rodale's Illustrated Encyclopedia of Herbs. So I'm just trying to increase my herb knowledge because I hadn't done that early in my witch life. But it's one of the things I think that is pretty common amongst witches is to have herb knowledge. So I'm going to try and acquire it somehow. I don't know how to keep all that in my head though. I know a lot of people. My high priestess elder, she knows a lot of stuff. She can pull it right out of her head. I'm like, how do you keep that much stuff in your head? So I got books here in Double Tongue as an herb, Dove's Foot. This is a large, I mean, Jesus. Heart's Tongue, Hawkweed, Hawthorn, Hazelnut, Heart's Ease, Hedge Hyssop, Black Hellebore, Hemlock, Hemp. I mean, alphabetized and everything. I mean, there are so many. I didn't realize there was so many herbs. And this guy, I guess, was from the UK or London, England, and it was first written, I think, 350 years ago. I think it's been around forever. And, you know, as far as herb magic and knowledge, yeah, I didn't, early in my witch life, I didn't really gravitate to that part of being a witch, that knowledge. It didn't really draw me at all. But I think as I get older, there are still some things that I would like to learn. as far as being a witch and a priest, there are things that I want to be able to learn and say that I know about. And so I figure I'll get some herb books. I got my mortar pestle. Maybe I'll start buying up some herbs and keep them on hand and stuff, and read about using herbs magically. Yes, I think I have Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I think I have the physical book. I have to look in my cabinet in the other room. I think I have that book. If not, I'll buy it. I'd rather have physical books. Whenever possible, I like to get physical books. It's just, I don't know. It just seems easier, I think. But then again, with a PDF, you don't have to worry about the book getting damaged. Am I solitary? Not exactly, no. No, I'm not solitary. No, I'm coven trained. Wow, you've had that by your side since you were 11, huh? Tyhyron has acquired a second beer now, huh? He's still at the bar. Alright, I have a question. Since I'm an eclectic, I only know a little about Wicca. I've seen herbs used in spells before and have used them myself, but I'm curious if practicing Wiccans typically believe in the medicinal healing. Yes, we do. We absolutely do. As I said, I just recently have started to really take an interest in trying to learn about it, about the value of working with herbs, even the medicinal healing properties. So yes, but by and large, Wiccans do believe that there is. They do have medicinal healing properties. You are too shy or awkward to go. You're invited to several moots? What's that? What do you mean moots? Do you mean meetings? Hello, Unholy Heretic. Hey, Hellbound Heathen. I'm sorry, I forget to look over into my YouTube chat. Hello to everyone who has joined me in my YouTube chat. Willow Spiritborn, Gypsy Rose, Song of Style, Hellbound Heathen, and Mark Ockwell. Welcome to all of you. Lady If, welcome. Tiff Brown. Good to see you all here. And this is sort of a moots are what UK call meetups. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so tonight's broadcast is an open table, open discussion tonight. So whatever you want to. The last thing I'd ever want to do is be disrespectful to someone's beliefs, but you really believe in fairies and elves. I didn't say elves. You know, if you look at it the way that you're suggesting, then you really are talking about fairy tales. You know, but if you don't believe in it, then why are you here? Song of Style. Why are you even here if you are still here? Why are you here if you don't believe in it? Oh, they're probably not even here anymore. They thought it was a Dungeons and Dragons thing. That's what that comment was for earlier. Okay. So yeah, I guess that person is no longer here. Yes, the broadcast is still on. So you can go to that link or you can go to this link. Oh. Oh yeah, appreciation of crystals. Yeah, the crystal work, that's another thing too. Um, yeah, the crystals and stuff. I need to maybe increase my knowledge of the crystals too. Because I think, you can make a pouch, like a medicine pouch, mojo bag, with herbs and crystals, the properties of which work together. Um, People do it, have been known to do it, I guess. Like maybe a satchel, you call it a satchel, with herbs and crystals that might bring you luck. You know, because I've known to go out and, scratch a lottery ticket or two. I might, for instance, make a little satchel to carry on me that increases my fortune, my luck. What do you think about the origins of Alexandrian tradition? Was it his grandmother's or Gardner's tradition he followed? Well, in the beginning, it was his grandmother's. I don't know if you, yeah, how about, you know about the book I have, right? Of the June Johns biography, right? So I think in the beginning, very definitely it was his grandmother's. But I think as he grew and evolved into Wicca, and then Mary Bibby, his grandmother, passed. I think later on down the road, I think it was after his flirt with the dark side there, and he misused the craft. I think after, it was after that he may have came back under Gardner's tradition at that time. So I can't say for sure. I don't think it was a heavier influence in one or the other. I think they both kind of combined together to make him become the priest that he became. Hello, Song of Style. Yes, I know about the delay between the time I say something and the time you hear it, and likewise the time that you answer me and the time that I see it there. Yeah, I do know about the delay. But I was going back through the chat and I saw what you had said. So I hope that you had heard what I said back to that, um, so let me ask you something with respect. Now, you were asking, do you really believe in, and never mind the other part of that sentence, but magic spells. So, what do you believe? You know, what do you believe with respect to that? How do you, you know, where do you stand with that? How do you, when somebody says magic spell to you, what do you say? What do you think? What kind of response would that bring if somebody were to say magic spell to you? What's your, how do you feel about that? Mark Aqual, feel attracted to water magic. Is it normal to work with one element? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you find one certain element that you feel a connection with, that is more of a connection to another one, or it's a connection you feel with a particular element and you don't feel connection with any other element, you know, that's fine. You know, I work a lot with I'm trying to think, like, I don't think there's any one. I work with them all, kind of. Like for divination, I will sometimes use smoke to divinate with, or I might divine through candle gazing, through fire. So I can do either. You know, smoke would be air, and fire is fire. So air and fire are two elements that I work with there. Now water, you know, it's funny, I'm a water person. I'm under a water sign, you know, but I don't work with water itself. Gatorade, aka sugar water. Flavored sugar water. Ah, the easiest word to describe Usano style is atheist. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. You have every right to believe in what you believe or to not believe in anything. Hellbound heathen. You call yourself an atheist witch? Now, I'm not trying to mock you. Please don't take me wrong, but that's almost, to my mind, almost a contradiction in terms. But then again, there's been so many different, I guess, definitions attributed to the word atheist. I'm kind of lost. I mean, I would always believe that atheists don't believe in anything as far as like matters of spirituality and creation of everything that is around us. Atheists, when they say they're atheists, I was always under the impression that atheists don't believe in anything. They don't believe in a higher power. They don't believe in anything beyond this plane of existence. When we die, that's it. That's always my impression of an atheist. Yes, very true, Willow Spiritborn. Thank you for clarifying that. That Alexandrian and Gardnerian are literally the same, but Alexandrian leans heavily with the ceremonial and ritual magic. Some people believe in the life force energy of the universe. Of course, it doesn't take a deity to do magic, but okay, magic isn't obviously right. Oh, okay, gotcha. Atheist Wicca can view the god goddess as man and woman. Well, okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around that and I can't. Because man and woman are not, I mean, man and woman are physical beings. We're talking about physical beings versus non-physical beings, god and goddess, deities, right? You don't believe in God or magic or ghosts. Okay, so can I ask you again? Are you wanting to believe or something? Are you wanting to have your viewpoints or perspectives changed? I'm just wondering what drew you to this broadcast tonight. What brought you here? I mean, because most people who come, everyone who comes to my broadcast practically has a belief in some sort of magic or witchery or something. But you don't believe in any of that, so I'm just really curious what prompted you to come to this broadcast. Yes, Jaded, I do have a staff. Does anyone want to see my staff? I don't, I haven't walked with it in a while, actually. But I do have a staff. I haven't actually put anything on it, though. I haven't put any markings or symbols or anything on it. Right. How can you put spirits, ghosts, and Bigfoot in the same category? I know. Because, I mean, morbid curiosity, truly. Okay. So you do not believe in a god goddess as outside of ourselves as conscious beings. Okay. All right. I understand that. And I myself, as far as conscious beings, I don't see them either as conscious beings. More like, what's that term? It just in my head and it escaped me. I can't think of it. Archetypes. Archetypes, I think, was the word I wanted to use. There is I would say, a wellspring of energy out there somewhere that from all which everything sprang, all of creation sprang from that one pool of energy. To get down to brass tacks, that's where just where everything begins and ends is that one big pool of energy where everything came from. But as human beings, we've gotten curious over the evolution of time. We get curious about who we are, where we came from, what created us, what created Earth, the heavens, everything that's around us. So now we have the different belief systems, different religions, and now that's why we have these definitions, names of God, names of the goddess, religions such as Christianity and Wicca, as far as witchcraft. And, it's just all these things that we as a human species have created because we have, this urge and need to define that which is not so easily understood. Of course I believe in evolution. What do you mean? Of course I believe in evolution. Everything evolves. So we evolve. I am evolving right now. The more time I spend on this earth plane, I'm evolving into a better person, a better priest. I'm gaining knowledge. What's the difference? Evolution, creation? I mean, I never really thought. What's the difference? And what's wrong? Yeah, evolving is good. I think it is. Yeah, I believe in evolution. Like I said, I am evolving right now. I may do these broadcasts and teach people what I know, but that doesn't mean that I'm not learning something also. I teach people, but they teach me too. It's a give and take. I help people to evolve, and I evolve at the same time. Oh, okay. No problem. Song of Style. Okay, yeah, I held on heathen. I agree with you on that. I see the God and Goddess as parts of myself and in others. I agree with that. I see the Goddess of God also within me. But if I, at the same time, I see them as being parts of myself and their essence within me, then that means that they had to, in my estimation, they created everything around us, including me. At the same time, when they created everything, their essence, that's why their essence is in me. That's how it's there. So they created all that is, and then now, once the creation was done, evolution took over. And that doesn't mean that I discount creation, not at all. Creation is happened, and I'm trying to think now. I kind of lose my train of thought a little bit on this subject. I never saw myself as overly scientific. So if evolution is a scientific thing, well, so be it. But I am spiritual. I don't know about religious. I follow a religion of sorts. It's a belief system here on the earth plane that I've decided to align myself with, it's a body of thought. But I'm a spiritual being. You know, I am religious. I can be religious. There are certain things that I stick to religiously, but and yeah, I think I would agree with the Big Bang Theory too. But again, I can't say, okay, well, Big Bang Theory and that's the end all be all. I have to say that there's the Big Bang Theory, and as man evolved, he began to question, well, how did we get here? And that's where we get all these differing belief systems now. A lot of, because everybody is like, because we as humans, each person's individual thoughts, perceptions, viewpoints, perspectives. So that's why we have all these different belief systems. No two people are going to see God in exactly the same way. There will be a lot of similarities, but there will also be a uniqueness. I am Wiccan. That's my exact branch of pagan. I am Wiccan. The Earth is like, at one time 65 billion years old or something like that, 65 million years old or something like that. It's very, very old. Yeah, that's not, like Song of Style said, that's not really a matter for debate. We all know that it's much, much older than 6,000 years old. Yes, I am an Alexandrian Wiccan High Priest, yes. Thank you, Bella Spiritborn. That is my exact branch of pagan. No, the Earth is the Earth itself is much older than that too. 5 million? No, it's older than that either. Gardnerian low priest? That's funny, Hellbound. That's very funny. I hope you were saying that to be funny. I don't see that. You low priest. There are some good modern scientific theories. They're perfectly plausible. Serenos, I don't understand. What are you asking? So how can you say one thing then say another? I don't know what you're saying. Could you please specify? How can I be Alexander Wiccan High Priest but at the same time say what? Because I can see both sides of a coin? Maybe maybe that's why I can say one thing then say another, because I can look at two sides of the same coin? I don't know. Okay, Kazasa, since I know who you are. There we go. Now that's closer to, I would agree with that. 3.7 to 4.5 billion years old. I would agree with that. Oh, just chopping your ego down a bit. Okay. Well, you don't have to say low priest. You could just say priest. Okay, Mark, you meant to say 5 billion, not 5 million. Okay. So that would be right on line with what Song of Style was saying. yes, you can have science and spirituality, but I think the line needs to be drawn somewhere between the two, and I think we can't allow the science to override the spirituality. You believe in scientific ideas, not that you can relate to it. There's a difference in that. I think maybe I just what I just said. I don't want to I don't want to discount scientific rationale, but I don't want it to override my spirituality either. I don't want it to accept. I don't want it to. I don't want it to. I'm not going to let it deviate me from my chosen spiritual path, and I'm not going to let it, any scientific theories, I don't want to let anything stand in the way of the commitments I've made to my Lord and Lady, my God and Goddess. I am very faithful to them. You know, no matter how I perceive them, you know, I perceive them as spiritual beings. They're within me, and I'm within them, and I have a duty to them. I have an obligation to them. I am their faithful high priest and representative on earth. I would not let, I won't discount any scientific theories. I could say that they're plausible, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to let them explain my religion for me and try to explain away and replace the spirituality that I've chosen. I believe in what? Am I getting confused, or are you twisting my words around? I don't understand. I hope there's still Twinkies in 6 billion years. You know how long I held my first degree, Hellbound Heathen? I held my first degree for about 17 years. 17 or 18 years. That's because I took my initiation, my first degree initiation. I stayed with the Coven for about another year, and then I went and I studied some other things for a long time. Did I ever say I related? Or why this whole thing about words? Wicca does not discount scientific belief. Where does it say that? Wicca does not discount spiritual scientific beliefs. we are spiritual beings, but that doesn't mean we're going to completely discount spiritual belief. Everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe, including the scientists who want to explain away things that are just beyond their capacity to understand as far as spirituality goes. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand this. Oh, you were raised in the Christian faith. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. You were raised in the Christian faith, and thank God you overcame that. And I try to answer. Good night, Hellbound Heathen. I try to answer questions as well as I can, but if I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. And if I confused you, it was not my intent to confuse you. I'm trying to understand this whole... Who is making a joke? What, about overcoming Christianity? Yeah, I got it. I saw that. I think I'm just I think I'm just getting a little tired. I'm been on for a while, but yeah, that was kind of cute to hear you say that. I overcame Christianity. I was fortunate. Threefold law. Ever mind the rule of three, and in harm none, so mote it be. 8 words the wicked read fulfill. As you do, yeah, right. And in harm none, do as you will. I forgot it, right. 8 words the wicked read fulfill, and in harm none, do as you will. Anything we do magically must be done with respect and regard for others, never to harm. We believe that to do anything to cause intentional harm, it would bring back on the caster 3 times what he put out. So basically, I guess that's the simplest way to say it. What you put back, what you put out there is going to come back to you threefold. Magically speaking, I guess. But I think also it could be said another way that, well, in your life, the things that you're doing in your life, if you're doing things in your life that are more or less on a positive level, if you're trying to keep things on a positive level, and you're just basically doing, I don't want to sound like a choir boy here, or a goody two-shoes. But I think what I'm saying is you're putting, what you put out is going to come back to you threefold. You put out negative shit, it's going to come back to you threefold. You're going to get negative shit back threefold. If you put out positive stuff, then in one way or another, the positive stuff is always going to come back to you too. Everything comes back on you. There is for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. There's always consequences to your actions. So the threefold law is just to remind you of that, I think. Basically, yeah. The things that you put out is going to come back to you 3 times, or 3 times worse, depending on what you put out. If you're like the people I work with, we do healings for people. That's what we do. We heal people. And we do it because we like to do it, because it's the right thing to do for people. And not because we think, oh well, we're putting all this goodness out there, so we're going to get all the goodness back. So it is good that we do these things, put the positive out there, and it comes back to us. That's well and good, and it's great that that happens. You know, but we do it because it's the right thing to do. Oh, good. I hope I didn't over-explain it. Mark, where else do you know me from? You knew my first name. You know me from Witch's Chat? Uh-oh, do we have a troll? Brothers and sisters, the moon says it's coming. I'm giving birth. Listen here, I had enough of your shit. First you attacked me, then you kicked me out of the group chat. Well, pardon me, but Christ holy up in Christ holy, holy Christ, holy hell, Christ is the holy. That's a troll. She says she's not being a troll. He or she's not being a troll. That's a troll. Did we get rid of it? You don't annoy for joy, then what do you think you're doing? Are they even watching the broadcast? Probably not. It's fine with me if they're not. Thank you, Jaded. Well, wait a minute. I count myself as a white witch, but I was wondering about curses to help a person? No, Willow. I was talking to Mark Aqua when I asked him, because he knew my first name. So I was wondering how he knew my first name. Is it mentioned? Maybe it's mentioned somewhere else. He addressed me by my first name. You know, actually, I was the Song of Style. I had considered doing that. I can't do it the way that I'm broadcasting tonight. I can't do it that way. What I would have to do is do a circle. What do they call it on Google? I forget what they call it. I have to do it through Google. And I could have multiple users who have mics and webcams. They can link up with me, and we can do like a round table discussion sort of thing with multiple users. But I can't do it this way. Because people have to put colors to witches for no reason. Okay, yeah, Mark, I think I can I think I can understand that. I don't know if I should use the word relate since that seems to be taken out of context, but I think I can understand that. Yes, thank you, Song of Style. Google Hangout. That's the word I was trying to think of. I would have to do my broadcast as a Google Hangout and then invite people to join the broadcast that way. And that might be something I could plan for maybe to do in the future. I had considered it, but I haven't done it yet. I am offended that you are offended that I am offended. Somebody wants to see my staff. This is my staff. It's so big I can't fit in the... This is my staff. Back up here. Get in. There it is. That's my staff. And it's nothing, nothing really special. It's just a piece of wood that I felt a particular connection to. I stripped the bark off and sanded it down, made it smooth. Left the knots on it where the branches used to be. And I left these branches up here. But this is my staff. So... the wood is just, I don't even know. I just, I was walking on the woods one day. This was a long time ago. It feels like 10 years ago now. I just felt a connection to that particular, it was just laying in the woods, just a long stick laying in the woods, and I felt a connection to it. And so I picked up and brought it home. So I don't even know. At Sarah, you didn't see the staff. Alright, just for you. There it is. There's the staff. It's long, too. I mean, it's probably about as... It's almost as tall as I am. And I'm almost 6 foot. So... This is probably 5. The stick's probably about 5 foot tall. Maybe 5, 2 or 3, something like that. But yeah, it's just something I felt a connection to. Like I said, it feels like 10 years ago. I could fuck someone up with that. No, none of my things in the Wicca, none of those things are to be used for as weapons. Especially the Athame. The Athame is never supposed to be used for a weapon. And that's not supposed to be used for a weapon either. For defense, possibly, maybe, but I don't know. I don't think that way. I don't think in terms of people attacking me and what if, you know, because in part I believe that if we start thinking that way, you can draw those kinds of circumstances to you. So I try to put all thoughts of that kind of stuff out of my head. I don't think that way, that there could be people lurking around every corner that could hurt me. I don't think that way. In other words, I don't have paranoia going on. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, down people who do think that way. Some people just have that going on, and, if they do, I kind of feel bad for them. But, at the same time, I know I don't have that going on. Mark, yeah, it is a bit big. So, I don't generally walk around with that. In fact, I don't walk around with it at all. It's just something I found in the woods, felt a connection to it, brought it home. I smoothed it out, sanded it, and I keep it in the room. I don't really walk with it. It's just... So, I may return it to the earth in time. I don't know. I like that warning in your Book of Shadows, Willow. This is sharp. It will hurt you. It will hurt you or other people. Do not point it at people and keep it away from eyes. It always feels good, Mark, when you do readings like that, and you find out that you're right. That's always, it's like a positive booster, It always feels good. Yes, Jaded, it felt good to have the staff in my hand again. It did. Oh my, I ran kind of late with the broadcast, but I started late. I do have to end this. Much as I'd like to sit here and just talk away all night, I would. I do have to get off here. So, I want to thank you all for coming tonight and for your participation and for helping me learn some stuff. I always am grateful to learn from you people when we come in here and you can teach me some things. As much as I teach you all, I'm glad to learn stuff from you too. So, so until next week, I just want to wish everybody a good ride through the rest of your week, and I hope you stay safe, and may the light and the love of the Lord and Lady shine upon your path wherever it takes you. And that's most important for me, because even if you're not particularly a Wiccan and you don't ascribe to the belief of the Lord and Lady, I can still ask them to put their kindly influence on your path and to lend a positive hand in what you're doing, wherever you are. So, blessed be and merry part rather, until we merry meet again, and may the four winds be with you. Have a good night, everyone.